Well, it's all kicking off. Liverpool's 22-man squad for the Champions League, the first phase, has been released, and it reads this. There is a big omission, by the way, which, to be fair, the title has entirely ruined the suspense here. The squad reads this: 22 men, Alisson, Mamardashvili, Freddie Woodman, no Peichi in the squad. Joe Gomez, Endo as a defender, by the way, very interesting, he's been listed as a defender. Doesn't particularly matter, but interesting he has done. Van Dijk, Konate, Kirkes, Bradley, Leone, the new signing, and Robertson. Midfield, it Wirtz as a midfielder, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Curtis Jones and Gravenberch. Obviously Endo, but he's listed as a defender. And your forwards, Isak, Salah, Gakpo, Ekitike, and is that Federico Chiesa? No, it's not. It's Rio Ngumoha. Chiesa's been left out of Liverpool's 22-man squad. Let's talk about it. To be honest with you, I'm seeing this break about an hour ago. There has been an absolutely massive overreaction on the fan base's point of view. Seriously? I think people need to remember they're sat at home, watching these players play, watching this manager lead the team, whilst the manager is literally employed to do this and make these decisions. He knows what he's doing. My God, does he know what he's doing as well? It's not like he's not forgotten. He's not just put random names into the squad. Of course he's picked Ngumoha based on some sort of substance and some sort of reasoning. I'm going to try and give you that reasoning in this video and maybe put myself in Slot's shoes and why he's chosen Ngumoha as opposed to Chiesa. Because on the face of it, right, everyone's saying to me on Twitter and that, Chiesa, he can play across the front three. He's a Champions League proven, experienced player. He's played in the competition before. Ngumoha hasn't, right? I get that. They're all very valid points. People are saying, well, Chiesa's like bang on it right now. He's scoring the first week. Well, hold on. Ngumoha scored against Newcastle. So I don't see the argument that Ngumoha isn't sharp or he isn't fit. In my opinion, he is, and he's playing with some serious confidence right now. Not to the level of Chiesa, in my opinion. I understand your point of view where, Chiesa can play on the left, he can play up front. I get it, but it's like, hold on, firstly, if we had Ngumoha in there over Chiesa, we wouldn't need a left winger anyway. So forget the left. The striker, do we need a striker? Isak, Ekitike, there's two right there. If two of them go down injured, Gakpo can surely do a job there. And Ngumoha would be in my list, like he'd be playing, right? The only possible thing I can hear is, and the Champions League experience thing is very valid, it's a good point, which Ngumoha hasn't got a foot to stand on because the lad's 17. However, the only thing I would say, there's like a proper, like, with backing, this argument's got backing behind it, is Salah missing a game because of AFCON. And I believe it is one game, by the way. I believe when he goes away, there's two either side of it, and then there's one that he definitely misses. In that game, obviously Frimpong is the tipped guy to come in and replace him for a game or two. So Frimpong does that. I don't see why you need Chiesa to do that, right? I just don't think he'll play as many minutes as Ngumoha. And I hear your argument about experience, I do, but at the same time, it's a very experienced squad. It's not like none of them have played in there before. I think he'll be fine. To be honest with you, Ngumoha's got that different quality as well. I mean, straight against Newcastle, the guy came on and scored straight away. Yeah, Chiesa did that as well. I just think the upside of having Ngumoha in the squad in terms of bringing him on for half an hour, who would you least want to defend against? I'm sorry, it's that young, confident kid there, Ngumoha. It absolutely is. Is there a simple case of this? Ngumoha's a better player. I think that's really harsh on Chiesa, to say Ngumoha's a better player. The lad's 17. No doubt he's talented, no doubt his ceiling is very high, and mate, he will be one of the best players I'm sure I've ever seen, to be honest with you. I think it's very disrespectful to say he's a better player right now than Chiesa. Chiesa's a player his minutes have been very fragmented. He's struggled to maintain consistency in the squad with injuries, etc. Lack of fitness. Genuinely just been left out of the squad at times and left out of, maybe made it the squad, but not so much in the first 11. So I do feel for him in that regard. He's not had the chance, perhaps, to prove himself. Whereas Ngumoha kind of has in pre-season and he's done really well. Ngumoha's taken the chance, grabbed it with both hands. I mean, the argument, I guess, could be that Chiesa hasn't. Sorry, Ngumoha's taken the chance. The argument could be Chiesa hasn't. I disagree with that. I do think Chiesa, whenever he's played, has taken it, to be fair. He's scored some important goals. I look at the cup final against Newcastle, it was like in the minutes he played, he was really good in that game. And he was thrown in there, to be honest with you. And I just feel sorry for the guy. I do think if he's not in the squad, where is his value in there must be a value, there must be a reasoning as to why he's been left out. Is it because Slot values him more so in the league? Is it because Slot values that versatility? He values that experience in the Premier League as opposed to Ngumoha. Ngumoha, in my opinion, is going to play a lot of games in the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup certainly, whereas Chiesa might not. I think Salah will still be favoured there. And ultimately, right, it comes down to that. Salah is like up there with Van Dijk and Van Dijk and Isak and McAllister and Alisson as the undroppable players. If Chiesa comes in, okay then, say Salah was out for a month and Gakpo was out for a month. Ngumoha and Chiesa come in on either widths. They both score a hat-trick in all 3 games. Ngumoha, there's every chance he maintains his slot off the left and Gakpo's benched. My God, if Salah's out for a month and Chiesa comes in to replace him, it cures world hunger, Chiesa, and he scores a hat-trick in every game, Salah will still play. Salah will still come in because he's undroppable. Do you get my point there? There's that element of that left wing slot is almost a bit up for grabs, even though Gakpo's playing very well. It's almost like, well, Diaz has gone now. There's only really you there who's doing something as a senior player. So I think that's a very fair argument. And listen, I'm speaking about senior players there. It's important we notice and take a note of the homegrown quota. I'm really lost on it. I need your help in the comments, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie and make up that I know all these rules. From what I've read, right, for every homegrown player you have, you get an extra non-homegrown player. That's what I've read. So people are saying if we sign Guehi, and don't take my word for this, by the way. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. If we signed Guehi, we could have included Chiesa, because you get one more, apparently. But Ngumoha, to my surprise, is not a homegrown player in this, because you have to have played, I think he's too young to be classed as a homegrown player. He needs to play for 2 more years at this level. So he's actually not a homegrown player. So it was a decision between Chiesa and Ngumoha. There was no homegrown aspect. Some people, this is a different conversation, right? I've got no problem with the rest of the squad, to be honest with you. Some people do. Some people are like, well, Chiesa should have been there over Endo, which is an interesting point of view. Endo's been listed as a defender. The only person really listed out of position. In terms of centre-halves, you've got Gomez, Van Dijk, Konate and Leone, as expected. 4 defenders there. You've got two right-backs. I don't see why, unless it was like an admin error or something. Why would Endo be listed as a defender? He's not going to play there, you'd like to think. We've got 2 players in every position there. There's 8 defenders. Whereas in midfield, we've only got 5, and one of them's Verts, who plays further forward, like in an attacking midfield role. No Elliott now, no Bajcetic in this squad. Obviously, Morton's gone now. Naoni, who impressed in pre-season, is not in this squad. So it's like, well, why has Endo been listed there? Does that imply to me that Slot's going to play him there? Because I don't see where he would fit in, to be honest. Is he going to fill in at right back? Is he... Obviously, because you list him as a defender, you're not forced to play him there. It's not like he's locked in, right? It might just be a general mistake, to be honest with the website, etc. But in terms of their midfield players, we've got 6 of them in there. 2 of them being holders, Gravenberch and Endo. 2 of them being your number 8s, in fact, if you like, or McAllister and Jones, and 2 of them being Verts and Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, to be fair, he could play anyways. This was Swiss Army knife, right? We've done a video on Szoboszlai previously. Go and watch that. And by the way, thank you for 19k subscribers, by the way. We're so close to 20k. If you could do one thing for me, make sure you go down there and subscribe. So I think we're fine in terms of midfield. I think dropping Endo for Chiesa is almost like you're trying to get Chiesa in. Is that really the right option? Is that the correct option for balance? People make an argument about Chiesa being able to play all across the front 3. Well, Endo can play in midfield. He could play at the back there. He could fill in at right back. He has done this season at times. It's like last season as well, at times. There's the versatility as well. So I don't hear the argument personally. In fact, I do hear the argument for Chiesa. I do. I really do. But ultimately, we're fans. And Arne Slot's picked a team. And the staff have picked a team based on who they think's best going to lead us to victory. And he's picked a team that is best equipped. And if he thinks it's Ngumoha, if he's ready to chuck a 17-year-old in there, I'm inclined to back him, to be honest with you, and get behind him. As bitter as that is as a pill to swallow for Chiesa, he's essentially doing everything right when he is playing. He's been given the chances. He's contributing when he's playing. It's just, this isn't... I don't know. It does beg the question, to be honest. Why didn't he want to leave? Or why didn't he... Maybe he did want to leave. Why did he not want to force a leave? Like, you see so many people... Nowadays, granted, Isak and Visser's a bit like on the extreme, but Chiesa could have said, surely, like, am I going to get a game here? Do you know what I mean? I know I'm second choice right winger, but realistically, I'm not going to play over Mo Salah, as I mentioned before. I'm not even going to feature in the Champions League squad, so what's my use here? Unless he really features heavily in the Premier League, Chiesa, looking at those Italian clubs who were definitely in for him in the summer, maybe he will regret not taking one of them options and getting first-team football regularly. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts, by the way. To be honest, I'm not massively arsed. Like, either way, as I said, my override, I want to end on this, my concluding statement. I know it's a bit of a cop-out answer, but if the manager and the staff have picked a squad there to last 6-8 games, I'm going to bloody get behind him and believe him that it's the right decision, right? And you should do too. Oh my God, leave a like on the video and subscribe. Bye.